The modern women tutorials are men and women equal, or the idea of you know you shouldn't be equal, right? Why would you want to be equal? I'm into that old school song. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you, right? That's song, and it's like, yeah, ladies can do a lot of things better than guys, and vice versa. The thing is, y'all don't do a lot of things better than us. Y'all choose to do things easier than us or less competent than us, as in you half-ass a lot of things. For example, you'll start selling eyelashes on eBay and then be like, oh, I'm a CEO now. Like, no, you're not. You don't have employees. You don't have people who you're in charge of. You don't have a management system. You don't have employees and managers and supervisors and HR and so forth and so forth, right? You don't. I'm not saying you have to have all that to be a CEO, but you have to do more than just sell lashes or sell just some random thing like on some Amazon item on your TikTok or Instagram and be like, oh, I'm a CEO. You got to do more than that. I agree with online entrepreneurship. I agree with, creating online businesses. And you can be a CEO in that regards, but you got to get other people involved in what you're doing so that way they can make money, you make money, and then you can be like, yeah, I'm a CEO because I'm in charge of these people who do work for me, where we all break bread and we all make money. That's the point of a CEO. It's like saying you're the president of your house or something, and you're the only one that lives in the house or something. Like, how are you the president? Who are the president of? The cat in your house? Like, come on. So it's like logically, you ladies have a habit of saying that, oh, we can do what guys do, or we're equal to guys, but in reality it's like, but y'all don't actually do the things to be equal. The idea of being equal is the same. The idea of being better than somebody is first you got to be equal to them, right? As in the same, be able to do what they do, and then have more than them, right? For you to be better than somebody in chess, you have to be good at what they're good at, which is the basics of chess, right? Even some advanced tactics of chess. But then you have a little edge. You have that little extra. There's something extra about how you play chess that makes you better, which will cause you to win more against that person than they do against you. And that right there is proof that you are better, right? But you have a lot of people that just, especially ladies, love to say they're better just because they like the idea. Oh, I feel better than you, so therefore I am better than you. It's like, but you're not. How many times I've seen chicks talking about they're a boss, but they're like a secretary or something, or they work at McDonald's flipping burgers or something like that. It's like, I'm not knocking you having some type of job or some form of generating income, but to say you're a boss when you have a boss is kind of contradicting. Because here's the thing: if a guy says, "Oh, I'm a boss," but he flips burgers at McDonald's, you're gonna laugh at him. You're gonna quickly go straight to what I just already said was, you ain't a boss. You have a boss. You're an employee. You work at McDonald's. You immediately try to downplay what he just tried to say. He tried to say he's a boss, like he's the top of something, right? He's the tippy top, and no one's above him. And then you just point out that no, you're not. You're not the boss. You have a boss. You work at McDonald's, minimum wage, blah 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 blah. That applies to you too. You can't literally be working at McDonald's or a hair salon or something like that as an employee talking about you a boss. I'm a boss, bitch. I'm a boss, babe. Like, that's not how it works. You have to literally be in the boss position. You literally have to do what bosses do. And bosses' work ain't always easy because you literally have to babysit everybody. Right? You literally have to solve everyone's problems. You gotta be good at problem solving. And the thing guys excel at, one of the things that separates the male species and the female species, is that we're better at problem solving than you ladies are. Y'all prefer the easier route. You prefer things to be simple and straightforward. So that's why y'all take shortcuts. That's why y'all do whatever it takes to get to money faster. Why be with a man and marry him and have him, make money and then share it with you when you can just Go somewhere where somebody will give you money, like OnlyFans, and just get money from a whole bunch of simps, right? You know, yep. Guys pride themselves on doing what's hard and achieving something because of it. Because they could brag about it, like, yo, I did something that no one else can do. Exactly. No one else that's a guy can do it, and definitely no female can do it. That's why they brag. That's why you got a lot of guys out here be like, oh, I'm the shit, I'm the shit. Of course you are. Michael Jordan. You're one of the best basketball players in history. Right? There's a lot of guys that play basketball, they're really good. They'll be like, yeah, Jordan's better than me. Right? Ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm better than Jordan. Well, I'm equal to Jordan. No, he's definitely the GOAT. Right? And a lot of chicks will say the same thing. Right? A lot of his girlfriends will say the same thing. His wife will say the same thing, that he's great. They ain't gonna be delusional like, I'm better than him. I'm equal to him. No, you're not. That's the point. There's people who aren't equal to other people. You got winners and you got losers. That's just how reality works. And that's how it should work. A lot of you ladies love the idea of being quote unquote superior, better than somebody. Y'all like to be better than each other. Y'all compete with each other a lot. Oh, I'm cuter than you, I'm prettier than you, I'm younger than you, I'm smarter than you, I'm hotter than you, blah blah blah. I got my man is better than yours. My man's taller. My man makes more money. Blah blah blah. My car, my house, my kids. Blah blah blah. Y'all constantly competing on materialistic things about being better, which is fine. You got the ability to get a great guy, tall, strong, successful guy. Yeah, girl, brag about it, work it, right? Flex. But this idea that you're equal, it's like, no, you're not. Definitely not going to be equal to your man, because you're always going to pick a guy who's better than you anyway. So no, there is no equality there. Then, when it comes to just any guy around you, in general, you're not going to be equal. There's tons of guys out here that are better than even guys you think that are better. There's tons of great guys out here, and you just don't even notice it because you're not paying attention. This is why y'all ladies tend to end up with guys that eventually y'all be like, oh, he's a loser. He's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, he wasn't when you picked him, but apparently he is now. So maybe there's a possibility he was always a piece of shit. You just ignored that he was a piece of shit. And then you thought he was amazing, but in reality he wasn't. See, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier, which is the whole thinking you're better or thinking something is better, when in reality it is not. And it's not even thinking. A lot of times it's feeling. You'll feel something is better. This is why when a guy lies, especially a shitty guy, right, who lies, you'll immediately fall in love with what he's saying, because it sounds great. This is why I just recently said this to a chick on TikTok. Truth hurt, lies don't. Because ladies hate the truth. I'm like, yeah, you're all right looking. You're not the best looking chick I've ever seen, but you're all right. That's the truth. But of course, that's gonna hurt, especially if you think you're amazing, right? Among many other factors, pointing out that she obviously makes bad decisions when it comes to relationships. That's the truth. I was just pointing out what she said, and I was pointing out, like, that sounds like you are the problem in the relationships. You don't pick good, therefore, no surprise you have issues. But which is the truth. It's based off of what she said. So it's not like I'm making things as if we're assuming. No, it was based off of what she said. But for her, it was like, no. You don't know me. You don't judge me. Like, I know what you said. That's all I need to know is what you said, and I'm responding to what you said. Nothing more than that. Just what you said. So if what you said was wrong, right? As in, if you think I'm wrong, but what I said was based off of what you said, then that means what you said was wrong. So that's why you shouldn't have said it in the first place, because it was wrong. The point is I'm pointing out how wrong you are. If you believe that I'm wrong, even though what I said was based off of what you said, then that means by default what you said was wrong. Right? Because I'm only giving you the same energy. I'm only, taking what you said and repeated, but added the extra details of, you do realize that you're the reason why it didn't work out. That's all I pointed out, which was the truth. It is on you. Based off what you said, it was you that was the problem in those relationships. Like I said, truth hurts. But if I lied to her and be like, oh, it's It's, yeah, they're losers. You can do better than them, queen, blah, blah, blah. She'll love it, even though it's a lie. It's bullshit. I don't know her well enough. Since I don't know her that well, you know, I can only go with what I do know, which was her video, right? With what she said. Anything I said had to do with what she said, nothing more, right? Nothing less. But anyway, like I said, ladies love lies, hate the truth, because the truth isn't always pretty, you know. Ironically, sometimes even when you tell them the truth about something that's positive, a lot of times they don't believe it. Like if you truly believe she's pretty, you tell her she's pretty, she's going to be like, no, it's because she has in her head that she's not pretty. So again, it has nothing to do with reality, right? It has to do with how she feels. So if she feels she's not pretty, even though everyone around her is telling her she's pretty, her feelings override logic, common sense, reality, the truth. And she rather believe the lie that she tells herself, which is she's not pretty. Like, yeah, you're not pretty to you, but you're not supposed to be pretty to you. You're supposed to be pretty to everybody else. You're supposed to love yourself, as in you love that you exist. You know, you love your friends and family, right? Your love's supposed to be outward. Like you're supposed to be giving love out to people, right? But not blindly, of course. Be selective of who you love and respect. But the thing is, your love's supposed to be outward, not necessarily inward. You're supposed to love yourself by default, but that's just called selfishness. But you're supposed to be a little less selfish and give out love to others, right? Respect and care about others. And then in return, they should care about you. Now, if you're dealing with people that don't respect you, don't care about you, obviously get away from them, right? Get away from them and be around people who do care about you, who do like you. Legitimately, not liars, not yes men and yes women, right? Just constantly agreeing with you. You want people who disagree with you, but it's okay because they care. And the reason they're disagreeing is because they know you said something wrong or you did something wrong and they're trying to help you. Not hurt you, not belittle you by saying you're wrong. No, they're trying to help you by telling you that, oh, you said something wrong or you did something wrong. And then they give you a solution. It's always important to give solutions. And that's something typically guys do, is they give solutions. A lot of times ladies don't like it when a guy tries to give a solution to their problems, but that's for a different topic. That you ladies definitely should stop that and appreciate it when a guy gives you a solution. Even if you don't want it, even if you didn't ask for a solution, be a decent human being and say thanks. I'll think about it. And that's it. That's what you have to do. That's all you have to say. For me personally, I don't need anything more than that. Just tell me, okay, I'll think about it and leave it at that. Because I know what it means. I know what I think about it means. Right? But at least you didn't just flat out just be like, no, you're wrong. Why should I listen to you? Who are you to tell me, blah, 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 that ignorantness, that childishness. You were mature enough to let me know, like, you'll think about it. All right, fair enough. And sometimes, the people who do say, I'll think about it, I'll look into it, they usually do. It, takes a while, but they usually come around, they, realize, like, yeah, you're right, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay, you actually did think about it. You actually did take into consideration. All right, that's cool. And I'm glad that, you thought about it at least. You didn't dismiss it. And hopefully it helps. Because all I am doing is trying to help. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not saying you're wrong or trying to correct you because of some superiority bullshit. Like, oh, I think I'm better than you because I'm telling you you're wrong. No, I care. If I didn't care, I would ignore you. If I didn't care, you tell me you have a problem or you'll complain about something. And I would just be quiet and just, mind my own business. That's what you don't want. It's for me to ignore the fact that you, was talking to me about something and I just acted like you didn't say shit. That's the worst case scenario. You don't want me to be that way. You want me to actually care. You want me to actually respond and give you a solution. Because if I give you a solution, if I give you a solution to your problem or your complaint, that means I actually was fucking listening. And I know back in the day, ladies used to complain about the guys don't listen. So, of course, I made it a rule to listen. I mean, one, in general, is just a good thing to do as a human being. Somebody talking to you, listen to them, right? And I don't ask for too much. If I'm talking, I just expect somebody to listen. Sometimes I catch myself and realize, okay, I've been talking too much, and it looks like the person is no longer interested in hearing me talk, but they're giving me enough respect that they'll wait until I'm done talking to, walk away or whatever. So then I stop myself like, okay, I don't want to be the asshole that just keeps on talking, annoying them, right? They gave me enough respect to hear me out. The least I could do is not talk their ear off, as they say, right? So the least I could do is like get the memo, right? Get the social cue, like, okay, this person's tired of hearing me talk. All right, let me wrap it up, right? So I'm all for, girl power. I'm all for, women doing things, this and that, third. And I definitely miss women. There are some in my life, but in general, I miss, seeing women, especially online, seeing good quality women. Because we typically see the non-women, a bunch of females out here, complaining, having issues, and not realizing that they are the issue, they are the problem. They'll be hypocrites talking about they're strong, but then talk about how weak they are, how they have to heal, how many issues they have. Is like that's not what strong sounds like. No man talks about, or nobody who's strong talks about how strong they are, and tries to give you proof of their strength, and then immediately follow it up with repeating how weak they are, right? How they're emotionally weak, how they have issues, how this and that, how broken they are, they need healing. And it's like, that's a contradiction. But I just saw like a video of that today, early this morning, of some chick talking about she's, how she's strong, how strong she is, and how she has to be strong. But then starts complaining about healing and how guys don't let her heal and all this nonsense, and then talk about guys being, she's been with some good guys, all right, some good men, but she's always on her guard and stuff. And I'm like, that didn't sound right. You say you've actually been with good men. Been. That means you're not with them no more. So what went wrong? And then say that you're always on guard when you meet a good man. So that's the thing. She specifically said, when she meets a good man, she's always on her guard, which means you're always an asshole to the good man. So when you actually meet a good man, you don't treat him good. That's what you're saying. So all I'm hearing is that you're the problem. Your whole video was about men being the issue, specifically specific color black. I'll just say black men. Specifically, it was about black men, but they weren't the problems. It was, you're the problem. You actually had good men, good black men, but you were the problem. Even when you had a good man, it didn't work. When you had shitty guys, it didn't work. So common denominator, common sense should say, the problem is not them. The problem is you. But you don't want to take accountability for your own actions. Then, like I said, say you're strong, but then immediately follow up with, oh yeah, I got issues, this, that, third, I got my guard up. What guard? What do you mean guard? To me, guard, that's a fighting thing. That means you're putting up your defenses. You're waiting for an attack. Why are you expecting to be attacked? What guard are you talking about? Are you talking about your argumentative, combative, masculine? When guys talk about guard, they're talking about fighting. So why is a lady talking about fighting? Especially when she's talking about guys. And then she mentions, well, I've been with good men, but I kept my guard up. Wait, so you put your guard up against good guys? That doesn't sound right. So again, common sense with my logic, my logical thinking, critical thinking process. I'm thinking like, you're the problem. She even looks like the problem. She wasn't looking her best in the video. She was definitely not looking her best. So it was a lot of things going together. So it's like, you're not looking your best. You're here complaining about guys. Even when you had good guys, you treated them like shit, obviously. So it's like, the problem is you and your decision and your mindset. Plus talking about you need to heal and this and that. There's like, healing means you're broken. When a guy says he has to heal and has to have his guard up, that means he was in a fight. It's like you were fighting, so you had to have your guard up, and now you're healing from your injuries from the fight. Why is the female talking about fighting? Guys in general. Like, why are you talking about guys and then talking about guard and then talking about healing, and the guys won't let you heal. It's like, it sounds like guys are constantly attacking you. You're constantly fighting. Guys shouldn't be in that position. That's what it sounds like, if I take it in that context. But we get what it is that you're not that good with relationships. And instead of trying to get better at relationships and trying to be a better version of yourself before you deal with these guys, because clearly according to you met good guys, but you didn't treat them good. Again, it's on you. You had the opportunity. You had a good guy. It's like having a winning lottery ticket and then not go cash it in to get your millions of dollars. So then you can't complain you're not a millionaire because you didn't cash it in. So that's on you. You can't blame them like, oh, they should have just gave me the millions of dollars. No, you're supposed to cash the ticket in. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do to get the results you want. You want a good man, you got to be a good woman. The problem is thinking that you are good, when in reality you're not. Right? You need to make sure you're a good person before you go asking to be in a relationship with a good person. Most people aren't good people. Most people are selfish. A sign of not being good is being selfish. A lot of the problems in the world comes from selfish people. A lot of people complain, oh, the rich, they're selfish. The rich, they got money and they don't help nobody. Yeah, that kind of sounds selfish. So then why would you be selfish? Wouldn't selfish be a bad thing? Well, what I've seen it is, when you think about yourself instead of others, society works because we work together. We're selfless, not selfish. We help each other so we all benefit. Selfishness is about me, instead of us. So how are you trying to get in a relationship, which is an us thing, but you're always thinking about yourself? Me. Me have issues. Me strong. Me want this. Me want that. Blah, blah, blah. Me. And then complaining about not getting the results you want. So you got to look at yourself first. What is it about you that's wrong? You need to make sure you're good mentally, physically, emotionally. If you want to be spiritual, to each their own. And then look for similar characteristics in others. If you're a good person, you should want a good person, right? But make sure you are a good person. I've seen some examples of some ladies that were talking, and they were talking about, they want a good guy who doesn't cheat, who doesn't lie, who does this, that, and that. Like they were, saying things like, okay, I get it. You want that type of person. That sounds good. Okay, so what kind of person are you? Okay, you make money, you do this, that, there. Oh, wait, you're not really an honest person? That's not good. That's lying. Wait, you cheated? Oh, you cheated multiple times. Wait, so you want a guy who doesn't cheat, but you cheat. You want a guy who doesn't lie, but you lie. What? You want a guy with a lot of money, but you don't even have that much money. Now, money is irrelevant, especially when it comes to male and female dynamics. But the point is the hypocrisy of wanting a certain type of person to deal with, right, to be with, when you're not even equal to that person in that same category. Talk about, about being equal. I got a job, I got this, that, and that. Yeah, so does every adult. There's teenagers that got jobs and bills and houses and cars and stuff like that. It's just, it's not that impressive. Being a decent human being, right? Being respectful, not being a liar, not being a cheater, right? Not being a piece of shit. Those are very rare nowadays. So the fact that you want to do bad things, but then you want your significant other or somebody else you interact with to not do those same bad things. I'm not saying you should want somebody that does cheat, that does lie, and this and that. I'm just saying it's hypocritical that you do those things, but you want somebody who doesn't. Is it because you want them to teach you? You want their good morals to rub off on you? You want a good man who doesn't cheat so that way you can stop cheating? You want a good man who doesn't lie so you can stop lying? Is that the logic you're trying to go with? Is that the reasoning why you want a guy who's better than you? I mean, that makes sense. Ladies always want guys who are better. So a guy who doesn't cheat is better than a woman that cheats, a female that cheats. A guy who doesn't lie is better than a female who does lie. And the list goes on. So I get you want a guy who's better than you, but then the irony is you don't even treat him right. It's like you want it, in the in the theoretical sense. You want them in the ideology. Idealistically, you want a guy who doesn't cheat, lie, who's nice, who got money, blah blah blah, all these nice things. But realistically, you don't deserve that because of the type of person you are. Think about it. A guy who doesn't cheat, a guy who doesn't lie, a good guy, does he really want a female who cheats, a female who lies? No. A good guy wants a good woman. Right? Logically. That's why it's ironic when I look at good women who want good guys, which makes sense. But then there's bad females, I'll say, that also want good men. It's like, good men are very popular, even among the bad girls, right? Even among the bad ladies. A good man is desired, but it's not appreciated. See, a good woman would appreciate a good man. A not so good woman would not appreciate a good man. That's why that story of the chick talking about, oh, I've had a couple good men. Had. So what you do wrong? You can't say that it was them. They were good men, so it couldn't be them. That right there already destroys any argument you try to have. Oh, no, they weren't good men. Well, you said they were. So either they are good men or not. Oh, they are good, but they cheated on me. Then they weren't good men. You can't say they're good men and they cheated. Did they actually cheat, or did you accuse them of cheating? Right? There's a difference. Right? Or are you lying, saying they cheated when in reality they didn't? And then it turns out it really was you. It was you who cheated. So you cheated on a good man. That's what you're saying. You know, when you take the time to ask these ladies the questions, after a while, the truth comes out. Because at first, is always going to be whatever sounds good, whatever makes them sound good, which typically is going to be a lie. And then the truth comes out, which doesn't sound good, right? The truth hurts. The truth isn't always pretty. So, of course, when the truth comes out, it's like, you cheated. You're the bad one in the relationship. You're the toxic one. It was never him. Damn, that's messed up. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the devil. I'm not saying females are devils, but I'm just saying it's like the devil or Hitler or something calling somebody like Jesus Christ or something like that, you know, the bad guy or a bad person. Like, what? That's hypocritical. That don't make sense, right? How's the bad person calling somebody else bad, right? But, you know, I'm on your side, like, ladies, always, right? I want you to be better. I want you to be happy. I'm doing my best to get these guys out here to man up and be better men, to be a lot more like me, because I get along with the ladies. So trying to get these guys to get better at getting along with the ladies. Also trying to get them to do better in life so we can, you know, progress the human race and make the world a better place. And not only that, but also make better babies, right? Raise the babies, you know, so we can keep the human race going thousands and thousands of years into the future, which they do need you ladies for that, but you got to be worthy of it. You know, we want good men with good women, so make sure you are a good woman. That's what these modern women videos are for you to be a woman. That's why it's modern women, not modern females. Modern women. I need a level up from female status to woman status, because the difference between a woman and a female is that a woman is less selfish, a female is more selfish. A woman wants to agree with a guy, but a female wants the guy to agree with them. That's typically what happens. So she wants him to agree with her feelings instead of some logic. You know, a woman respects the guy's logic, respects that the guy is going to be more logical than emotional. So whatever decisions he's making is going to be the best decision. It's going to be the most logical, the most educated. Regardless if you like to think, ladies, it's going to be the most educated decision. Right? Guys are more about solving problems and more about thinking. And they always try to come up with the best, you know, compromises, best case scenario where everyone wins. Ladies tend to be a little bit more selfish, therefore they tend to lead more to situations that benefit them more than benefit others. But that's for a different conversation. Thing is, just understand that you gotta put in the effort to improve yourself mentally, physically, right? Emotionally, definitely. because you make a lot of decisions based off your emotions. So you definitely got to have more emotional control, or the emotional intelligence that a lot of you ladies like to say. I would like to see more of it. I would like to see proof of emotional intelligence. But so far, I'm not seeing it. All I see is emotions, and then bad, unintellectual things happen afterwards. I don't see emotions equaling, intellectual or good outcomes. It's usually negative. The thing about emotions is that we have more negative emotions than we have good emotions as a human species, because the negative emotion thing has to do with survival. But since we're in a society and we're trying to get along with everybody, we need to focus more on our positive feelings and ignore a lot of our negative feelings, and try to work through it, right? And have more control of it, and not get angry about everything, not get triggered about everything, not get emotional about everything. We got to do better than that. And guys tend to be better at that. Real men, at least. A lot of the guys out here being a little too emotional, and you already see the problems we have in society when guys are emotional, because emotional does lead to them being weak, right? Females being emotional is not as bad, because they're the female gender, so them being emotional is not as bad as if it is for us, because for us it drastically weakens our capability of solving problems, right? So for us it is a problem. The thing is, everybody can't be emotional. Somebody has to be logical. Somebody has to be the leader. Someone has to be the problem solver. Everybody can't be complaining or worried or feeling fear. Somebody has to be brave. And that comes through logic, right? Intellect overriding feelings, right? Facts over feelings. So, and that tends to be common in the male species, is that we tend to be more logical over feelings. Not that we don't have feelings, it's that we control it, we guide it, we lead it, right? We use logic to make sense of emotions. The irony, when there's books about emotions, there's books about, just the human brain, it's largely guys who are writing those books. It's very rare for a woman, right? When women are capable of writing books, right, of writing books about emotions, right? At least in the intellectual, scientific type of way. For them, it's more about, how the feelings have a correlation to life or some shit like that, right? Basically, how their feelings feel, as opposed to like why feelings happen. What is the chemical compounds in your body that triggers? What are the synapses in your brain? What are the nerves that are involved in your feelings? When people say, you're in love, that has to do with your heart. Is your heart really involved? Does your heart do something when you're in love? Some people say, it beats faster, right? So your heart's racing, as they say, when you're in love. Okay, that could be scientifically true. So then, see, we have a better, more scientific understanding of it. So then, yes, the heart and love are connected, right? So that'd be cool, right, to figure that out. But largely, it's guys who are doing it. But I'm all for ladies doing it. I'm all for ladies figuring out how to cure cancer and this, that, and third. Even though I already beat you to it, ladies. The thing is, hey, there's some cancers I probably can't fix, so you can look into that. And there's a lot of other problems in the world that need fixing. I'm trying to get as many guys to get their shit together and fix that, those problems, including the male and female relationship and marriage and kids and society issues, trying to resolve those things, as well as any other problems like asteroid wiping us out, other things I won't mention, but there's things going on in this world that needs to be dealt with, so we can live a happier, long, life as a species, so we don't go extinct. There's a lot we got to deal with, but right now we need to get along. Step one is male and female dynamic. We need each other for our own mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health. We need each other for that. Regardless of what you think, we do need each other for that. And of course, reproduction, to keep the human race alive and to transfer knowledge and information to the next generation of humans so they can survive on this planet. Because a lot of times people forget life is not about job and career and paying bills and Instagram and money and this, that, and third. That's man-made shit. We created that. That's not what life is about. Eat, sleep, and reproduce is what life is about. That's what we're here for, and it's about survival. We're supposed to try to survive on this planet. I mean, what if we end up having to leave this planet, go to Mars or something? You think your Instagram or Twitter, your job, all that stuff matters? None of that matters. Think your apartment matters? It doesn't matter. If we have to leave this planet, go to another planet, we got to survive on another planet. We got to figure out how to live on there, how to breathe there, how to reproduce there, how to survive, right? How to grow food, and the list goes on. That's more important than all this bullshit we have out here. Guys and gals not getting along. Oh my God, so many bad relationships. Yeah, that's on you. Fix it. That's a you problem. So fix yourself first before you start pointing at everybody else as they're the problem. Make sure you are not the problem. All I'm saying is, I'm not blaming you. What I'm saying is, make sure you are not to blame. Make sure you are not the problem. So that way, any advice I give you on how to deal with guys who act a certain way, guys who do this, guys, I can't give you advice on, dealing with guys when the real problem is you. I'm just saying, make sure you're not the problem. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you are not the problem. I even see that on TikTok, the little, that's like a little trend. Am I the problem? And then the person screams, yes, right? And a lot of chicks use that audio. That right there to me lets me know that a lot of y'all ladies know, yeah, y'all know y'all the problem. And that's why y'all got to get your shit together, right? I'm not saying all. Obviously, I don't say all. But a lot of y'all do have problems. You are the problem. So work on it. Figure out if you're the problem, then fix yourself, and then deal with the next thing after that. If it is not you and it's everybody else, then all right, then you're gonna have to learn how to deal with everybody else. Might have to fix something.